All right, if I say your name, you're on this side with Mr. Avery. So don't get too comfortable because you might be from over there to over here. Caden, Whitley, Azana, Campbell, Blake, Sebastian, Myra, Isabella, Jackson, Dixie, Braylon, Bailey, Addison, and Taylor. If I said your name, you're over here. If Miss Taylor said it's okay. Can he sit right there next to you? If I didn't say your name, you're on this side with me.
You found one?
Yeah, I have that one.
Okay. Make sure you have a spot where you can see the screen, okay?
You can go sit over there.
Everybody got something to write with? I feel like I'm missing somebody.
It's all good. All right, you're right from the right with it.
All right, guys, think about 10, 15 minutes. Make sure you put your phones up for me, please. We're gonna go over trigonomic ratios. It is something that you may have seen before, so this could be a refresher. It could be something new, okay? Sine, cosine, tangent. Does that ring a bell with anybody? Ms. Taylor, rings a bell with you? I'm glad. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna go over today, okay?
On here, on what's your right? Trigonometric ratios are related.
Okay, so what is a trigonomic ratio, okay? It is a, relationships that compose, so,
Relationships of size of a right triangle
the size of a right triangle
and
and angles.
an angle. Okay. That's when we use trig. When we're trying to find an angle or a side of a right triangle. You got a pencil? Make sure you brought a couple extras.
Yep. Yes. Okay, so we're looking at the relationships between sides of a right triangle and angles of a right triangle. And we know that because of a right triangle, one of them has to be 90 degrees, okay? So we're looking, the way we look at those relationships is we look at them through the lens of sine, cosine, and tangent, okay? So let's look at sine first. It is where we look at the opposite side and the hypotenuse. And we know the hypotenuse is what?
Yep.
The longest side.
The longest side, and it's across from the right angle, okay? So, if I wanna find the sine of angle A, okay, I go to angle A, and I'm gonna look at the opposite, and I'm gonna look at the hypotenuse. So opposite is A, and the hypotenuse is C. So my trig ratio for the sine of angle A is A over C. Opposite over hypotenuse, okay? Let's look at it with real numbers, okay? So the sine of A, okay, is gonna be opposite over hypotenuse. So in this particular triangle, my opposite is 3, and my hypotenuse is 5. So my trig ratio is just 3 over 5. let's look at it from a different angle, okay? If we were looking for the sine from B, from the angle B, okay? We're gonna go opposite
So here's A.
over hypotenuse.
So we're looking for.
So my trig ratio is 4 over 5.
A in this triangle right here.
So all we're doing is we're identifying what angle we need to look at. And then from that angle,
What's my hypotenuse?
our opposite and hypotenuse.
So
Okay.
I know my opposite.
Let's see how it changes a little bit with cosine and tangent, okay? So cosine is adjacent angle over hypotenuse.
Put it over top, on hypotenuse. Okay? So let's look at it from
Okay.
a different angle here.
So adjacent means next to, right?
Angle B is the one on the top.
And so
it is-
cosine of angle A, we're gonna be looking at
look at
the
this.
line, the side next to it. Now, from my perspective, right, I've got two lines that are next to it. Which one is the adjacent?
Which one's the hypotenuse? That one stays the same.
So, when we did sine, we've already used our hypotenuse,
What is
right?
my ratio?
We've already used our opposite. So what's left?
Over 5.
4, right? So,
Everybody understand that?
4 over 5. A hypotenuse can't be adjacent as well, okay?
Yeah, I did not thumbs up.
If you've already identified the opposite, you've already identified the hypotenuse, you know what the adjacent is, okay?
Okay?
Alright, and then finally tangent is gonna be opposite
Alright.
over adjacent.
Cosine, our ratio is gonna be the adjacent
Opposite what angle or what?
Opposite side,
over.
opposite side.
Okay?
Okay, so opposite, the tangent of angle A is gonna be our opposite
Does anybody know the word adjacent?
over our adjacent, okay?
Guys, like next to, side, like, I'm like adjacent. I'm adjacent to this shit. So I'm like right next to it, okay? So now we're gonna get cosine A, we're gonna go over two examples before we do
Okay.
tangent.
So, how do you remember
So
all
I'll
this?
get cosine A.
Okay.
Here's A.
That's where, as Ms. Taylor said,
What side?
we're gonna look at SOHCAHTOA,
My
okay?
angle, but it's not my
So
hypotenuse.
SOHCAHTOA is just a
Everybody see how? this is
mnemonic
my
kind of
base,
reminder,
this is
okay?
my
So,
base. Now, the bottom
So-
line actually has to be a hypotenuse. What's the hypotenuse of this?
ka,
Yeah,
So-
remember, opposite of the 90?
Okay.
Here's your hypotenuse.
so the big letter, right, represents sine,
Now, what's
cosine,
my ratio gonna be?
and tangent.
Remember, adjacent goes on top,
And then our
hypotenuse goes on
O
top. Cosine,
represents
we got 4
opposite side,
over 5.
our H
Okay?
is hypotenuse,
Now,
cosine,
so we got
adjacent
a combination of both sine and
over
cosine.
hypotenuse,
We're gonna have the opposite.
and tangent, opposite over
Over your
adjacent.
adjacent. Okay,
So, if I were you,
opposite side.
if we're
goes
taking
on.
a quiz on Friday over this, or when we take our test, first thing I would do is write SOHCAHTOA,
So I can
sine,
tangent.
cosine, tangent,
What's my
and then
opposite side?
opposite over hypotenuse, adjacent over
Three,
hypotenuse,
right?
opposite over adjacent, okay? Write that down first, you got everything you need,
I
okay?
already know the adjacent side's 4, so what's my fraction?
Okay.
Opposite over.
So,
adjacent.
take a minute before I release you
have
to
any
do,
questions on that? Alright, well, what you gotta do? What you gotta do?
Sorry,
Try
Liz.
these out.
okay. Before I release you to do your independent practice, let's do one together. So,
B is the one in the top right.
at the very bottom,
Okay?
okay? I'm gonna draw a triangle for you,
Take a couple seconds to figure that out, and we'll talk
Okay.
about the table, make sure y'all on the same page.
okay? I want you to find sine of A, cosine of A, and tangent of A, okay? So, you're starting with A, then you're gonna find the sine, then the cosine, and then the tangent. Only the ratio. Okay? Okay. So if we start here, what's the opposite side? Yep. And then what's the hypotenuse? Yep, so your ratio would be what? Bingo.
Wouldn't this be for that one? A, Z?
So, start at A, okay, from A, what's your opposite side? Nope, we're looking at numbers.
Oh.
Over our hypotenuse, yep. Got it. Good. Good one. And then tangent, what's our tangent say?
Opposite. So,
So, from A, our opposite is 5, and then our hypotenuse is
are you
15.
gonna say answers you didn't talk about?
So where, what are you missing at? You need that. Yeah. Draw that triangle again.
What did we get here? Did you get anything?
Yeah.
Can you explain to them how you did that?
Put your finger on it, angle A. So what's the opposite of A? 5.
Avery.
And then what's the hypotenuse?
Avery.
Also,
They didn't tell me I know.
we're looking at B.
Well, let's go now.
Next to B is
So 5,
by Jason.
and then what's our hypotenuse?
B.
Remember, hypotenuse is the side across from the right angle. So where's the right angle in this triangle?
So I got Jason about this.
There you go. You did it. 5/13. That's all it is. Okay? Alright. So what do we get for sine of A? Blake? 5 over 13. Okay? Opposite over hypotenuse.
Because it's always gonna be opposite.
Dixie, what'd you get for cosine?
12 over
There
13.
you go.
Yep.
Alright,
So adjacent over hypotenuse.
5 over.
This, well, no, that would have been opposite.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? We're doing cosine now, which is adjacent.
No, I know that. I was saying the next one.
three,
Gotcha.
that is correct.
What was it?
Because the 4 is my
5,
opposite,
so
B,
opposite over 12.
and 3 is my
Okay.
adjacent.
Alright, flip that page over. You're gonna do just the trig ratios for the front page, and then there's like 6 of them on the back, okay? 6 of them on the back. When you're done, hop on IXL, do your action plan, okay?
Alright, so we have a little trick to help you remember these, okay?
Tangent is opposite over adjacent.
Total.
Yes, you're gonna do just the ratio for this, and then the ones on the back, and then action plan. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I stole it from. I did. I made this up.
Oh, that's a good way of doing that too.
Alright. So, the first letter in these set of 3 talks about which true function you're using. So if it's S for so, we're using our sine function, and it's equal to our opposite side.
Oh, so you don't have to do all of them, all 3? just the one that says here. Yeah, just the one that says. You don't have to do all three for each one, just the one it says. So you should just have one fraction for each one.
I'm sorry.
What church
It's,
was,
it's the same thing, it's just the wrong.
and then what two sides go with that
You
church?
were right, it is, it is fine.
Just right.
We're not looking at the angle, we're looking at the sides.
What's the seed line stand for?
Don't know.
Cosine, so we just write that as cos,
So opposite
is
over
equal to.
adjacent.
What's
Right. This is the
Jason goes on
hypotenuse.
the top,
So the other one has to be the
hypotenuse
adjacent.
goes on the bottom.
So honestly, your first,
So,
your best bet
I'm looking for cosine.
is to always find out what the
Blank.
hypotenuse
The
is,
adjacent side and hypotenuse.
okay? It's always gonna be across from the angle, and then that means that the other ones are opposite of
Abbreviate
adjacent.
that as tan.
Mhm.
Okay, so tangent is what?
O stands for opposite,
Okay, so it starts with
and A
C.
stands for adjacent,
I know, this is where I have to ask him, is it X or is it 21? Are we
There you
going
go.
by the angle or are we going by the side?
alright?
Do you know?
So we're gonna do one more problem here on the bottom, let's draw a triangle. You guys are gonna
So
find
we go by the
sine,
sides.
cosine, and tangent of the same angle, okay?
No,
Go
sure.
ahead and draw this triangle.
Opposite
Are we
of
actually supposed to do
C
this
is 28.
Opposite
And then
is 21.
No.
Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So which one is your hypotenuse?
B and C.
I was about to say.
Yep, it's the one right across from the right angle, right?
Diagonal, AB is gonna be 13. We'll say the bottom side is gonna be 12, and the left side is gonna be 5. Okay?
Opposite over adjacent.
Go ahead and.
So we don't
So
do
if
that.
you, so the tangent, can't use the one that's in the hypotenuse, okay? You have to use the other one. Okay? So the tangent, I would identify what the hypotenuse is and then cover it up, because you know you're not gonna use it. Okay? So opposite is what? Yep, you had that right. And then adjacent. Well, why would it not be 40?
Oh, cause that's the,
You got it. So it's the other one, yep.
Do you only do that?
Do these eight, so you don't have to do like anything else, just the trigger.
Okay. The opposite is like right, like opposite.
Okay.
it's my opposite.
Right. Is that right? Hypotenuse is the, like the.
So you've
biggest
got
side,
one of
the
them.
longer side.
Every one of these
And
answers is gonna be a
then
fraction.
Adjacent is right next to it.
That's how we're getting the ratio. So when we have tangent, our ratio is gonna be
So for the cause,
opposite
you have
side
to find,
over the adjacent.
it says that
Okay,
A is
so
right at point
if I
A.
wanna find the
So
tangent
you have
of
to
Z,
find
I'm
the
gonna do the
adjacent
Z.
and the hypotenuse. The
What's my
adjacent is
opposite
right
of
next
Z?
to it. So it's 30.
Yep, so you got that
And the
top number
hypotenuse
correct.
is the longest
Over
side.
my adjacent, the adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this, which one's the hypotenuse? So the adjacent can't be X, so the only number that's left is 20. Okay, so like tangent, like, find out what the hypotenuse is and cross it out, because you know it's not gonna
Opposite
be that.
hypotenuse.
Where's the error?
Sin or sine
Oh, I got some.
is sin.
Which one do you think you got wrong?
I don't even know. I know I got some wrong.
Is so, because it's
So-
opposite.
Tangent of C, so we're gonna start there.
Opposite.
What's the opposite of C? Yep, so that's gotta be the top, right?
So 45.
Okay,
45 is what?
This is the opposite in what?
No B.
No?
hypotenuse.
So what we're looking for,
Left sided?
Alright, so, as you finish up, once you finish up.
one way you could easily do this is,
Do all of them?
I wanna find out what my opposite,
That's not the
my
same,
adjacent,
maybe talk about it.
and my hypotenuse is for each one of these, okay? So, for cosine of A, okay, from A, my opposite is 3. My hypotenuse is 5, and the only one left is my
Sine of A,
adjacent,
what do we get?
okay?
Hey, we're gonna all.
So if I identify,
What'd you get?
if I identify those three, I could tell you what the sine of A is, the cosine of A, and the tangent of A is.
Yeah, so then what would it be?
Okay, what'd you get?
tell me?
Got that one down yet? You need help on that?
What's you've already told me what the opposite is, right? What's the hypotenuse?
Now, you have tangent.
45 is right next to
You
it.
have a tangent?
36.
A good way of looking at opposite
That
is
is correct.
it doesn't, there's no side that touches it, okay? So what's the adjacent? If this is the opposite?
36.
Yes. So it would be 27 over 36.
So this one, the hypotenuse is also the opposite.
Which one you got? Cosine, so C, opposite, hypotenuse.
Do I got the other one there?
Alright, what's up? So hypotenuse is 30, so that's 5.
So when it says ten, it's really talking about,
Sine of A, Beth, what'd you get for sine of A?
it wants you to find from the, whatever variable it is.
Got everybody
It
got?
wants you to find the opposite.
For sine A, you got five.
You know what I mean when I abbreviate it?
So the opposite is,
Okay.
OPC.
and the adjacent, which is right
Opposite.
next to it.
HYP, yep, you know what I
So
mean?
for this one,
Everybody get
Cosine
12 over
the
13?
opposite,
Adjacent.
hypotenuse, the hypotenuse.
Over
is on
hypotenuse.
the side. And.
And the last one was
Tangent.
tangent A, decide what you get.
28.
Everybody get 5 over 12?
Opposite
Good.
This one would you start
over
at A, and
hypotenuse.
the adjacent.
So, turn to the page,
So
and show
adjacent
the back,
right next to it.
grab the front and back, so that's the practice you're working on.
So how many did I get right?
Hypotenuse is on one side.
Alright,
I don't know,
it is front and back, so you need to work on one,
Z is
18.
opposite.
Just so
Okay, so again, you're listening to the
You
ratio.
started, you would find the
You're gonna
opposite.
solve anything, you're just getting the ratio.
Cosine
Whatever
C,
the hypotenuse
Okay.
is on the side.
Whenever you finish, make sure you work on your ISO action plan, that's why you should have blocked that with you.
14, or
Finish
Nope.
early.
just these?
yep, when you're done, hop on your action plan,
I'm
okay?
done with that.
Need help? Or,
That's it, that's it.
Yep, you already turned it in?
C, opposite,
First day.
hypotenuse.
Make sure you, work on something for the class.
Kansas, Pepsi. Cool check. Got the right numbers.
Alright, so it tells you what function you are using, and it tells you what payload you're looking at. We're looking at Z. Alright,
This number right.
yes, so what two sides do you need for a
Sine
ratio
of
on
Z,
tangent?
opposite, hypotenuse, that one again, you got the right number.
Just switch.
Opposite on top, and this on the bottom.
This one,
So what is opposite of Z?
Would it be 14?
one of the numbers, right? 14 over what? Yeah, see? I think you're sharp,
Fraction.
yeah. And then,
What's,
cosine of Z, so.
it's just one that's side by side, right side, it's not the hypotenuse.
Okay.
Okay, so
This
this
one's
one
not
would be
correct.
switched, right?
This is always your hypotenuse.
Maybe,
So I had the right number.
maybe. Okay, so what would it be then?
30.
Correct.
34.
Correct, adjacent over.
And then
The adjacent.
24.
We got meetings.
Or actually, hypotenuse,
Yeah, like 8.
No, so
30.
Like this Saturday?
Okay. Alright, try some of these.
Oh.
So wait, hold on. What does
Brian's
like?
on our road. I'm coming back from Brian's house. Oh, yeah? Yep.
How would I know for sure? Like, hold on.
Who sent next to you?
So, adjacent.
Today's right
So,
there.
hypotenuse, yeah. Hey, ask me your question first.
Okay, I was just wanting to know. How do you know what's like the hypotenuse?
So the hypotenuse is always across the right angle.
Okay, and then how? So the opposites would be like this.
Well, it depends on what angle, right? If action plan now? While you're
I'm
waiting.
done.
Just the age.
Oh, you happy? Okay, excellent.
Do you know if there's like a tissue in here?
Can you check me? Tobias, look back there. Hey, go to Bracken.
Alright, run with him a little.
Go to Bracken.
Do I go in from there? I don't know where Bracken's room is. Is this Bracken?
It's right there.
Do I just,
Oh, it's locked, ain't it? He can't hear, he don't know.
oh, is he deaf?
Yes, boy.
I love that for
He's
him.
like 50% deaf.
Oh, really? He's blind too?
Bracken, oh my god, please hear me.
Hey, don't bother the other class.
He doesn't have glasses.
I need some tissue in my nose.
How's he does?
I'm just needing attention, so I need some tissue. He's not in here.
So, opposite over adjacent. So if I'm at X, what's the opposite?
Please
Yeah,
don't
what's the
leave.
adjacent?
Ready?
Yep.
Thanks. We're from a different class.
Wait, I got the next up.
We're gonna do them all at the same time.
Go ahead.
I'm all right.
Cosine of Z, so we got cosine of what over what? No, what's cosine mean? Adjacent over hypotenuse, right? So from here, 9 is what?
Copo.
That's mine, not adjacent. It's not my hypotenuse. Opposite, so I'm not gonna have a 9 in there. Okay?
Triangle.
So,
Triangle.
yep.
A triangle.
Sine of Z opposite over hypotenuse.
Wait, what is that?
Cosine of Z, so. Opposite over hypotenuse, by the way. C is
What is that?
adjacent. Hold on.
It's mine now.
You got it. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna finish up these things. How about you guys?
No, why P? That's what he put.
It's actually supposed to be H1.
Well, I saw it.
I'll just go one by one. So, yeah, so far so good. It teaches class, man. What are you talking about?
Topo.
So which one's your adjacent? Well, that's the angle you start at. What side is your adjacent side? That's another angle right there. We're only talking about side. Yes, good. Over the hypotenuse, which is what?
Using cosine,
Yep.
you're looking for adjacent. Huh?
Already aligned.
I don't need a lot.
You're after me, Sebastian.
Who's?
I'm at the JC.
She out?
Experimental probability. Interesting.
Hey, whoa. I thought it was on my phone, brother. Let's see.
Take a minute.
Was it looking for the ratio or the first one? you got? So, I mean, we know that there's 3 so far. So,
We live in
3 out of the total. is
David, you got a charger?
have to eat
3 out of
blades of
18,
grass.
so,
bro.
but we could simplify that to 1 out of 6.
Hey, you got a charger?
You don't even love me.
Does it look like you're not anything with me?
So,
I think I'm gonna bring it back.
yeah, well, I know, it's tough. The graphing calculator will actually do it for you. You can do fractions. What'd you say? What is it?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
So, one way you can do in a graphing calculator is if you had, was it 3 over 18? You can get a decimal, and then there's a way to make it back into a fraction. And when it makes it back into a fraction, it would be a simplified fraction. So that's a shortcut. So otherwise, you just have to find which is the factor of each one, and then divide it by that. Wow. explode? Never. Never. Actually. Actually. Alright? I know you're not doing that. Opposite over. Oh, what is 45? Why? Because it's across from what? Yeah. What's that? Right angle. Hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. Tangent is opposite of adjacent. No, because 45 is what? The hypotenuse. Yeah. Well, after you're done with this. Yeah. Finish this up. Okay, well, at least finish this then. Okay. Are you done with your explanation? Sweet.
Can I make it right? Can't wait to the other end. From the exit.
You're good. You're gonna need to get in. You guys Chromebook with me? Can you work on your action, please? Keep going, man.
No, why?
You can teach this. What are you talking about? I need my help. What'd you call it? Cozy? I like that. I like that. Okay, so angle Z. Well, what is cosine? What is the ratio? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
So Cato. Cosine is what? What's your notes? Cosine is what? I couldn't read this. Yeah. So cosine, what? No, right here too. Over. Okay, so let's go back to this one. No, other way. Yeah. So, from angle Z, what is your adjacent? Yep, and your hypotenuse. Is that the hypotenuse? What is the hypotenuse?
Stupid.
Yeah, you're gonna
there
work
you
the
go.
same thing.
Of course not. You said the adjacent already. You pointed to 12.
Oh, downtown.
Damn, bro, you take long.
I didn't even take that long.
20 minutes?
Literally took 10.
Why you gotta even look to that?
Cause I can.
To do what?
Alright, now you gotta finish this. Thank you.
That's that long?
Yeah, why so worry about it?
Let's see what you're in. Hey, come on. Do you have your action plan ready? Do you know the copy? Okay. Y'all done, Blake? Well done. 27 over. What's the hypotenuse again? Yay. This is the help, man. I'm helping you now, right? At some point, we gotta let go, right? What do you mean? I mean, I'll write separate total. You need to know what angle we're looking at, and then what adjacent, opposite, and hypotenuse. And you know that. You're doing great. Which is what? What does that mean?
16,
What is the trig ratio?
30. All right here. That's
Toa.
opposite.
Toa. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
Toa and A. Where's the angle, first of all?
Adjacent on our hypotenuse.
Yep, so what's the opposite of that?
Points at 40,
Yep.
50.
And then, oh my,
Base.
what am I helping you for, man? You didn't know it all. That's what you just told me.
Alright.
Yeah,
What's after that?
that's it, that's the ratio.
30 over 50?
Alright, so if you got your action, you're doing your IXL, you can close your Chromebook, we're gonna do our exit slip.
Alright, close your Chromebook.
Yeah, you
We'll do an exit slip real quick.
Done with the exit slip.
Okay.
You will just, and it's finished. Is it for a grade? Your names on it?
Yep.
So we get the credit to, please. Three there for you. No. We're going back.
Okay, put your name on it. Put your phone up.
It's like one question, but it's like what we did.
Where'd your pencil go?
We got to find sign, cosign, anything, all that stuff. You get all three, or you get all three from the same thing. And whenever you're done,
Put your phone up.
you just hand it to me, make sure your name's on it. Once everybody's finished, we'll like back up and then head back to the room.
No, that's hot.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm gonna try to.
So that went over about as well as you can imagine. Right to the-
Finish? When's everyone coming in?
I don't want it. Throw it.
Here.
What are we doing?
I wasn't gonna go there and get it.
This is what you know. Show me what you know now, okay?
Daily,
You got all the notes you need.
Is this yours?
Okay. You're looking for the sine, cosine, and tangent of A. Come on, you got 2 minutes.
You're in the
We're going
way.
back.
Can't see the board.
You got your notes.
That's in my bag. I'm done. I'll give it to you. You were saying.
No, it's not gonna be that. Let's change it again. Okay. Okay. What angle are we